I just got home from watching Mufasa the Lion King. Here's the good and the bad that I thought came with the film. Now, my name is Big Screen Barricon. I want to be your movie friend, and this is day 3 of 100 straight days of long-form videos. That means 100 new videos in 100 days. It's one of the hardest things I've ever done in my life. We're on day 3. Be sure to subscribe so you can see the entire journey, because right now you're still considered an OG. Now, I watched the movie. Lion King is one of my all-time favorite Disney movies. It means so much to me. I watched the VHS on repeat. I went to it in the theaters every time it re-released. I was there opening night for the live-action movie. The Broadway show was the very first professional performance I had ever seen. I have a lot of love for the Lion King and the characters in that world. So I was very optimistic, but also very cautious when going into Mufasa. Now, Mufasa is a prequel for the live-action Lion King. I wouldn't say it's canon to the animated film. There are some subtle differences. Well, one really big difference at the very end of the film. But basically, it is a prequel in the sense of it tells you the story of how Mufasa became king. Now, I want to say, this is not a sponsored video by any means necessary. So what I tell you are my thoughts, are my non-paid for, non-sponsored thoughts, okay? Nobody is telling me to say any of this. I'm not afraid to say anything. I am telling you the truth as your movie friend. There's a lot of Mufasa that I really liked. There's a lot of criticism out there with Disney and live-action remakes in the sense that they need to stop doing them. There are some exceptions. Lilo and Stitch live-action remake, big exception. That movie can do no wrong. It could do no wrong. The amount of joy those teasers give me, they're not all bad. I do think they do a good job. As I preferenced earlier in this video, The Lion King means a lot to me. I did not like the live-action adaptation of The Lion King. I felt it was too shot for shot. I wasn't a fan of it. So I could definitely see both sides when it comes to this live-action war, whether or not you like it or you're completely against it. What I really like what they did with Mufasa was that they instead took a character that is beloved and expanded. They gave him a story that we hadn't heard before. They didn't try to recreate Simba's Pride. They didn't try to recreate Lion King 1.5, the sequels that already existed. They created something new, and that was genuinely intriguing to me. And I really liked seeing that story. I thought the story they told was a good story. I loved the plot of the movie. I thought the relationship of Mufasa and Taka, aka Scar, was very natural, and I loved how it built. I thought they did a great job with that. I loved the little story beats throughout the entire film that nod to the original. Something they did very well, which was probably my favorite part of the movie, was they incorporated the original theme songs, the original songs from the original animated film, the original themes, throughout major movie plot points. Its own way of foreshadowing. Did it very well. So I really enjoyed that. I loved hearing those themes and those little moments that really just solidified it as a foundation of a iconic film. And something that I really liked as well was the growth of Scar in the sense of his voice. You know, his voice from the beginning where you meet him as Taka evolves into this villain. I thought that journey was very well done, and I just love the little origins of Rafiki and Zazu and Pride Rock and Rafiki's stick. There's so many really great elements to it and the journey they went on. Now, my problem with this movie was its pacing in the sense of it was jumping from point A to point B to point C to point D without really anything in between. It was very rushed in that sense, to the point where there were even some moments where their dialogue was just right on top of each other. There wasn't a lot of room to breathe, and I think it took away from the movie's emotional strength. Songs weren't bad, it just wasn't something that I really will probably find myself playing on my car on repeat for weeks. For families, though, I do think families will really love Mufasa. I think the next generation of Lion King fans will really hold on to this film and cherish it, I think, the same way my generation cherished Simba's Pride and Lion King 1.5. And in that sense, I think it accomplishes its goal, which is a great win in any film that Disney releases. if I had to rate Mufasa out of 10, I would probably give it a 6.5 out of 7. So, in recap, I really liked the story. I loved the ties to the original film, especially in the sense of music. I loved the little bits of detail in the origins of things that are so beloved in this story. I did not like the pacing. The music was just fine. It was funny. There was a lot of really good jokes. I did love Timon and Pumbaa and Rafiki telling the story to Kiara. I did think that was really well done and a very, very natural fit to the Lion King story. So overall, I do commend Disney for this film. I think the visuals also are worthwhile. That's my review on Mufasa, the good and the bad. I hope you trust me as your movie friend. Be sure to hit that like and subscribe button and be back here tomorrow for day 4 of my 100-day challenge. It's gonna be a long one.